All right, it is Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, the day before Thanksgiving, and this is the Miami Dolphins preview and prediction video that I do every week on Dolphin game weeks. If you're new here and could spare a moment, subscribe to the channel. If not, whatever. Let's talk about the task at hand. The Miami Dolphins are taking on the New York Jets on Friday for the first ever Black Friday football game at MetLife Stadium. I really don't know how I feel about a Black Friday placement for an NFL game. Like, I really like the Thanksgiving games, the game in Dallas, and then the game in Detroit, and then they have a night game. I really like that setup. But as far as a game for Black Friday, I find it kind of odd because, I get that in corporate America, like where I work, insurance companies, doctors' offices, those kind of things, you're not going to be working on Black Friday most likely, but tons of people are going to be out shopping for Christmas and that kind of stuff. Every single retail worker will be working on Black Friday, so you're really kind of limiting a demographic there. And also, who's going to be tuning in to watch Tim Boyle other than Dolphins and Jets fans? We'll all be there. I respect Jets fans because they're loyal, just like us. They've been through it, and we've been through it. So, I know we talk our shit to each other, but, at the end of the day, if you're still a Dolphin or Jets fan and you've been through it, you've earned some stripes with me because that shows loyalty. We don't switch up when things get hard. We stick around. We grind through it. Years and years of misery. We're grinding through it. And luckily for the Dolphins, this looks like a year that could be a successful season. And that starts off with the Dolphins winning the games that they should win to stay ahead of the Buffalo Bills. At this point, the Dolphins and Bills are in a two-man race for that AFC East title, and this is one of those games. The Dolphins have to win the games that they should win, and that's this game. That's like the next 4 games, to be honest with you, because at the end of the season, we finish off Dallas, Ravens, Bills. That is a gauntlet to end the season. And I'll be honest with you, I want to be at a point where we could almost afford to lose all 3 of those games. Because I don't want to be at a point where we got to win in Baltimore or got to win against Buffalo for the AFC East, because you're just setting yourself up for a typical Dolphin disaster at that point. This team has destroyed me at the end of the season too many times to not know how that movie will go if it comes to that. So the Miami Dolphins avoiding that kind of collapse starts with finishing off the teams that they should beat. So to look ahead to this Friday, the Jets have benched Zach Wilson, and they're going with Tim Boyle, as most of you probably know already. And Tim Boyle, to this point in his NFL career, has done pretty much nothing. He has thrown many more interceptions than touchdowns, and I'm not even sure if he's ever won as a starter in the NFL. I'm sure he's a great guy, but to this point he hasn't shown anything in the NFL. I think for the Miami Dolphins, what you gotta do here is you gotta press them. You can't play zone coverage and let them dump it off on you all day. You got to get on these guys because the Jets have an injured offensive line, so your D-line is probably going to get through pretty good, and you really got to get on them. You can't let them run the ball. You can't let them dink their way down the field. You got to get on these guys, and I think this could be a game where the Miami Dolphins don't allow a point, to be honest with you. And it's not that the Jets don't have pieces. They have Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. But, the Dolphins with Jalen Ramsey back have been shutting teams down since Jalen has been back. and Xavier Howard seems at least decently healthy. So with our lockdown corners, our D-line, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, I mean, this defense has been feasting while the offense has been sputtering the past few weeks. So I really think the Dolphins can get on these guys. They really can. I mean, they might not score a single point if the Dolphins play this thing right. I really do fear for Tim Boyle and the Jets fans' sanity. Quick shout out actually to Jets Talk Radio, one of my favorite football channels. I'll admit, I tune in while the Jets are getting destroyed, and I'm hoping to tune in Friday after the Miami Dolphins jump out to a quick 14-0 lead. But who knows? Who knows, right? But yeah, this is a favorable matchup pretty much in all assets defensively for the Miami Dolphins. We really got to get on them, and the reason that we have to get on them is because when you flip the coin and look at the offensive side of the ball from the Dolphins' perspective, I think that we'll get it back at some point. We'll be back into our old ways of moving the ball how we should. I don't know if this is the matchup where it's going to happen, because the Jets, to me, are a top 2 defense in the NFL, and they might not be 2. That defense is scary. And I know Sauce Gardner likes to hold, but they don't like to call it. So what are you going to do? At the end of the day, I mean, the Jets have a great defense. Their corners are good. Their linebackers are good. That D-line is big. I mean, running the ball, could be a pretty big damn challenge for this Dolphin team. And I don't know if the Jets are going to be willing to let us dink and dunk our way down the field or give us those quick over-the-middle passes for 30 yards. I mean, we're really going to have to figure it out this week. And I think it's going to have to be a lot of passing. I really do. I don't think we're going to be able to just run to the outside and get down the field that way. I think we're really going to have to let Tua throw the damn ball. And I think that whoever the quarterback's coach is, it's Bevel. I mean, you're going to have to tell Tua, whatever you do, do not turn the football over. All right? There's probably going to have to be a few throwaways here, even on third downs. Do not give the Jets life by throwing interceptions and letting them get free field goals or free touchdowns off of turnovers. This has to be the week where the Miami Dolphins do not turn the football over. I don't give a shit if you punt 6 times. All right? If the Dolphins could get into that end zone 2 times, they're going to win this football game. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, is getting out of here with a win and moving on to next week. And I know we all want it to be pretty. We want to see flashes of what we've seen early in the season. We want them to score 50 points. And I would love that. I would love that just as much as anyone else. But I just don't see that being realistic this week. I don't see that being realistic with the defense we're going up against. I'm sure, like every week, there will be flashes, and the Dolphins will find a way at some point to get down the field, but I don't think we're going to be marching up and down on this Jet football team how a lot of us would like. I mean, this offense has been sputtering lately, and a lot of that has to do with turning the football over. The fumbles, the interceptions, it can't happen this week. If it's 3rd down and 8 and it ain't there, chuck that thing out of bounds. I don't give a damn. A punt to me is a win in this football game. Kind of like how last week the Dolphins were willing to just give the ball back to the Raiders at a lot of points because I believe they felt confidence in their defense. It's going to be like that again, except I'm more confident in the defense this week than I was last week. So, to be honest with you, I see the Dolphins winning this game still regardless. I think the Dolphins are going to win 24-10. I see a 2-touchdown win for the Dolphins. I see the Jets getting in that end zone one time. It's either going to be really early in the game or really late in the game. but the Jets will find it at some point. They'll get lucky and get down the field. I think that the Dolphins are smart enough to know that they can't turn the football over. So I expect a pretty efficient game from Tua. I don't expect him to go over 300 yards. I do expect a touchdown pass or two, and we'll get in the end zone a couple times, maybe a pick six or something. But yeah, that's where I'm leaning with this thing. 24-10 in favor of the Miami Dolphins. And, hopefully I'm right, because we need this one. We really do. And we need the Philadelphia Eagles to polish off the Bills this week and get them to, what would it be, 6-6? Get us to 8-3. Get them at 6-6. Keep that separation. All right, the Dolphins need the division this year. That is the goal right now. All right, it doesn't have to be pretty. The Dolphins got to find a way to win this AFC East, and I'll be continuing to say that every week until they do it or until they don't do it, because the AFC is pretty weak this year. There's cranks in the armor, and the Dolphins could definitely do something. But and then the last thing I want to finish this thing off with is, what are we having for dinner tomorrow? Because it's Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. Personally, I'll take Thanksgiving over Christmas any day, because you're not expected to buy anything. All right? Buy a bunch of people you see once a year, fucking gifts they don't give a fuck about. Personally, I only like Christmas for the family aspect. As far as, I don't even buy people shit if I don't even know them like that. Because what? Even if they're offended, I ain't gonna see them for another year. The fuck I care. Maybe I'm the asshole. Bah humbug. But it is what it is. I'm a Thanksgiving guy because I like to cook. And I'm going to make sweet potato casserole with the fucking marshmallows and the brown sugar and some homemade mac and cheese. Man, I can cook, man. If there's one thing the Zamboni can do, I could chef that shit up. And lots to be thankful for. I know that in this current state of time in the United States of America, it is tough. It is tough out there for us young adults. But you know what? We got to keep our heads high and remember the things that we're thankful for. I'm thankful for you guys that come here and like, comment, and subscribe. Even the opposing team's fans that I got to shit on every once in a while that come and talk your shit. I appreciate it. I mean, I really do look forward to hopping on the mic every week and just spewing nonsense out of my mouth. And I hope to continue doing it for a long time. And I'm thankful for my family, my healthy, beautiful son, my woman, and my animals. My animals. Gotta be thankful for the animals. I mean, my cat, Leroy, my Siamese cat. I mean, that's my favorite thing in the world right there. And I'm thankful for that man, Tyreek Hill. I absolutely love Tyreek Hill, that fastest man alive, the cheetah. I'm thankful for Mr. Tua. I'm thankful for a lot of things. All right, and hopefully on Friday, I'll be thankful for another Miami Dolphins win and we get out of there healthy. Anyway, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, and I look forward to talking to you on Friday evening. Motherfucker.